Clap it up for Angel is, everybody. Straight from East Los.
What
So
label?
it was I5 Records. It was like just it was our thing, you know. It was our collective and
Okay.
shit. My brother was like he was the head honcho, producer, videographer, everything. And then like two of my homies that I grew up with were other artists and shit. So yeah, and then everybody went their separate ways, and then that's when I kind of like tapped into the something dope and all the different events that were happening. I was like, oh shit, like the world's a lot bigger than we thought. You know, we thought we were doing something with our shows and this and that. And like, bro, we're in the #1 music city in the world,
Yeah.
and we didn't realize it. I didn't realize it until something dope.
Yeah, something dope for the people. I think what they're doing is really incredible.
Right?
Honestly, it's brought a lot of people together. And you know, their whole motive behind just getting artists to break out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, providing a safe space community for artists, producers, engineers to just come together, listen to each other. Listen to
Yeah.
each other's music. Get a feel for who's out here, see what different people
What's
are
going
doing.
on? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I think it's great. I never once have I ever felt. I personally, I'm not the type to feel shy getting on stage, but never have I once ever felt,
Any type of
discouraged being there. Any
judgment.
type of
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
get out of here, that type
Yeah,
of shit.
yeah.
It's like it's a really good space, and I think like people who experience kind of like maybe a little bit of anxiety when it comes to performing, I think that's a great space.
Yeah, no, that's definitely. It's also kind of like a trap that artists can get caught into, right? Like I'm working, I'm here, I'm on the program, I'm recording, and that's it. But you gotta go outside and you gotta see the music out in a live setting too, right?
Right.
Yeah, you gotta see how what you're doing translates to a live performance, because or else you don't know, and you don't get to really see a reaction from a group of people, especially right there that it's all artists, it's all producers, so it's gonna be people that at least have their own taste. It's not like you're going to like a general concert, because I've done openers and shit, and when people they're not there to see you, there's kind of like a little bit for some of them, there's probably a little bit of that, like, oh, I'm not there to see you, so I don't gotta really give you too much attention. But at a place like that, you're there to see everybody, so
Right.
you're gonna be attentive to what's going on.
Right. I think it's the networking possibilities there are very, very large,
Yeah,
and that really like opens opportunities for artists.
yeah, on every
It's
level,
on them.
right?
It's on them if they're not going out of their way to like meet new people,
Yeah,
being in those spaces. I personally, I'm not gonna lie, I've been in the space and it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm in my own head that day, so like I'm not communicating with it like everybody there. That's a real comment.
right.
But like in general, like I've gone there and I just try to do what I can and talk to everybody, and I walk out of there with 5 genuine new connections.
Right.
Maybe 10 new genuine connections. It's like now
10 followers too.
Right. I mean, yeah, new followers. That leads to a new song being written.
Right.
Or a new show at a new venue because I met somebody here and this and that, blah blah blah. So it's just the world going around.
New studio sessions, everything, because I like that's for sure. I've met like I said, I've had one producer on. Shout out to Turnham, that I had met through something dope, and then I would go work with him at his studio, and we had did a couple sessions, and he helped out on some tracks and shit that recording, and it's dope. It's dope to experience that, and then like it leads to that. It leads to our episode now, and
Right.
yeah. So
Right.
it doesn't stop when you keep
No,
when
it
you keep
doesn't. It doesn't.
like you keep putting yourself out there, the change just keeps going and going further and
You
further,
just
and
keep meeting new people.
yeah, and new songs, new sessions. Yeah, it's something special. I haven't been in a minute, bro. So now I'm getting nostalgic about it. Like, damn, I haven't been for a long ass time. It's fun as fuck. It's cool as fuck. It's always energy. everybody's always fitted up too. You know, you get to check what's up, what's going on with fashion, right?
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah,
got their own styles
yeah,
going on.
yeah.
It's
You
cool.
could,
It's cool.
right?
It
Yeah.
really is cool.
When I had took one of the homies who he makes music, but he hasn't he hadn't been to an event to a something dope event. Shout out Matthew Y Savvy. And he's like, "Oh shit, right here, bro. Everybody got fits. Like, you know, everybody comes fully fitted up,
Yeah.
and that's a part of the industry too. You know, you gotta be tapped into what's going on in fashion and what's what people are doing. And that's the
sure.
perfect spot to see it like in its entirety, because you could go to a bar or a club or a concert and people are gonna be kind of casual, because they're not trying to be out there. But when you're an artist, you really gotta like you gotta find what works for you. You gotta experiment and really, really try to pull something off. And it's cool to see that there too. It's like another little thing that people don't think about. Like that's another part of the game, that you really gotta be aware of right there.
I agree. I agree. I think my first few something dope events what caught me. Well, I wouldn't say caught me off guard. It was just like I remember. I think driving home after one of my. I might have been the first or the second something dope event. I'm thinking to myself, I'm not the only one out here trying to really like do this shit or
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean? It's like, and at that time, I wasn't really. I didn't understand. I guess I wasn't aware of the fact that there was such a community. I'm not even like talking about something dope.
Yeah.
Me going to a something dope for the people event showed me that there are other young adults out here pursuing music
Yeah.
and really
Hustling.
going for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. For sure.
And like seeing the work that they're putting in, because I was like, I feel like I kind of just jumped right in. One day I was
Right.
like,
So would you say like it kind of humbled you a little bit?
uh, it motivated me.
There you go.
It motivated
Right.
me. It
Yeah.
motivated me. I was like, wow, because like this music stuff I started, it was very purpose driven. It was very like, and it obviously still is.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a very purpose driven person. Having that experience really motivated me, kind of like gave me an understanding. Kind of just, I don't know. I don't know if humble's the right word. Motivated.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
kind of
For
made
sure.
me hungry. Like, wow, I want to get good at this.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like,
No.
it's like a game. It's like
Definitely.
a game.
Yeah.
It's like I want
And
to
you
fucking excel in this game.
and they're not our competitors for sure, but there is something about it that's like, nah, like I've, at least from a personal experience, I definitely felt like, nah, I gotta turn up. I'm slacking a little bit. Like motherfuckers getting after right here. People, they're good, man. There's people that they got, you know, quality shit that they're working on, and it's really impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive.
It's good to be around. It's good to be around. It's good to see. Honestly, I think
I agree.
shit like that's cool. Like for people that aren't artists or uh, even producers or engineers or anything, like it's just something cool. Like just to tap in whatever lane you're in the culture, whether it's
For
like
sure.
photography or fashion, whatever it is. Like that's somewhere to definitely go and see and check the temperature of what's going on, bro.
Yeah.
Cause you'll see right there real quick, man.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I haven't been for man. When was the last one I went to? Probably like early last year. I would say I did one of the Past the Ox in Hollywood.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then I haven't been back since. But I got some new. I've been working on a little bit more music the last month or two. So let's see when I make it out to the next one. Yeah, cause I've even like you said, the studio sessions and everything. I got a couple tracks with some artists that I met at something dope events and was able to link up with them private studio sessions and make some music. Like,
Have you gotten a chance to put those songs out yet?
nah, no, literally, that's the like the not the taboo, like that's kind of for lack of a better word, it's a little weird thing about music, right? That like you make so many songs, but you only put out you put out
A couple of them.
a few of them, a few of them.
They did that recently with DDG.
Right.
You know DDG?
Yeah, yeah.
He had that like 7-day
Stream.
streamathon
Right,
where
right.
he like invited different artists
Hell yeah.
and recorded songs. He did 2 songs with Wiz.
On stream.
Yeah, and I gotta say the one that they put on the album, I like the other one better.
Wow, and it's
But-
never came out.
Right. You have
Yeah.
to like go on YouTube and watch the stream. and
Right,
it'll be-
right. Yeah, or
If you-
probably people chopped it from the video, but it's not an official
Right.
release. Yeah.
Right. And like, I feel like OG fans, people who really fuck with his stuff, are gonna go out of the way to watch that. Stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like not even not on the stream. Like because I fuck with that shit heavy. Not that I don't like the song they put on DDG's album.
But
I
that
think
one
it's-
just fits better for you. The
Right,
the one that didn't come out.
Yeah.
For whatever reason,
I just fucking that's
yeah.
crazy.
Pull up a little bit of that DDG's streamathon, Wiz Khalifa. Yeah, you're saying that the other song you preferred
Yeah,
it. But
I think they chose the one song because Wiz is basically doing the chorus in the other song. I don't know if that. Well, yeah, he is doing the chorus in the other song.
on
and
the
then
one that came
DDG
out or the one that didn't come
the
out.
one that didn't come out.
Right,
and,
right.
And DDG is doing the chorus on the main part of the chorus on the one that
released-
did come out.
Yeah,
And so I think that's why they did that, and that's like totally understandable
you put a little bit of that one. Yeah.
because it's his album and shit.
Yeah.
And like Wiz has got the work to show for it, so it's like it's not like he needs to put that song out.
Yeah.
Like I said, his like people who really fuck with the stuff like that are gonna go to the stream to listen to that. Stuff
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, because everybody has those songs that are not out, and you got to kind of
It's
find
just
them.
the wave, the vibe. It's this,
Yeah.
the whole.
It's trippy that like the music doesn't stop advancing too, bro. Like now it's
Yeah.
fully live streamed recording from the beginning. Cause it was people did vlogs and shit in studio, like studio session vlogs, but now this is literally live, straight like a football game.
This is
like,
the one.
like-
This is the one. That didn't go out. The beat that's playing.
Which is-
Pulling up, they either hate or they gonna love it.
Let's go.
It's fire.
Hit
It's
it,
fire. I gotta say, it's motivating. It's definitely fucking.
That beat's
motivating,
hard
for
too.
sure.
It sound like some Cardo.
The beat is super hard.
Hey, Wiz been cool for fucking ever, huh, bro? Wiz been cool for like 20 years already, bro.
How many artists have you seen do live streams like this where they're recording music?
This is like the first one, bro.
This is like the first time
Yeah.
people are seeing that. He got DaBaby on there.
Oh hell yeah, he was
I don't
tapped
know who
in.
else he got on there. He got room full of pretty girls drinking champagne. So far,
Hell yeah.
it's fire. We're gonna be here for an hour where we're just watching this video, just bobbing our heads. Type. Let me ask you a question. What inspired you to get into music? Whether that was like way back to your early times of making music.
Just a feeling. Like I grew up around, that's everybody says that, but I grew up around music like crazy. Like my sister was West Coast, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Death Row to the fullest, bro. So I was like, I was a little kid and she had Tupac and Snoop Dogg and all of Death Row and newspaper clippings on the walls and shit since I was a little kid. And then my grandpa was also a musician. He was like he did mariachi music and played accordion and an organ, and he even conducted orchestras and shit and played guitar too. So he was like a virtuoso type of person.
Okay.
But unfortunately, he passed away when I was 13. So I never got to learn anything from him. But it was always a sense that it had to happen eventually. Freestyling, getting faded and being 15, 16, like, oh, this will freestyle. It's like, oh shit, damn, I gotta try to freestyle. Like I was also completely obsessed with Tupac's music, like from
Tupac.
15. Well, he's still my favorite rap artist of all time. No, that won't change.
For sure.
But I was like obsessed with his life story, and I was reading books and watching documentaries, and like from 15 to 15 to 17, I was completely obsessed with him. So yeah,
okay.
for sure. But I didn't really start recording music until 2015 when I was like 21.
Okay.
Yeah, like 21. So with my brother, but we were working together, and he's a productive entrepreneur type. So he's always trying to build something, and he's had businesses, and
Okay.
he's always hands on with things.
For sure.
So I like, damn, I think I want to make music. Like I would tell him at work, those little moments of inspiration where like, damn, there's something more to life than just what I'm doing. So I would always tell him that, and he'd be like, all right, like, all right. He wouldn't hype it up too much, but then one day he's like, look it, I bought this, and he had a little Kai, like just a little MPC. Like, all right, fuck it. And he started making beats, and then later on he had a mic. He bought him just one day when I put up to the garage, because that was our smoking spot. Like, so I was always there. I would pull up with him. We would just chief it like crazy. We'll watch sports, watch funny shit on the internet, Coachella streams, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And yeah, he got a mic one day, and that was it. Yeah, we were cutting takes after that, and we were rocking and rolling, and the rest was history.
That's dope.
Yeah. How
That's
about you,
fucking
bro?
dope. I've been like around music since a kid as well. I started playing the drums when I was like 9 or 10.
Hell yeah.
I got into playing the
Sick.
guitar.
Yeah.
Always had a love for music. Um, got a drum set. Still have my guitars. Not the child size ones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Turn that bitch to a ukulele.
Don't have my drum set anymore, but that was kind of like my intro
Yeah, that's dope.
into playing music and being a part of music.
And just being able to feel that feeling too, right?
Yep.
It's something unlike a lot of things. It's very, you feel like really connected to something when
For sure.
you're doing, whether you're making a beat or recording,
It's like
or
therapy.
yeah,
It's like
right?
therapy.
It's being present.
That's exactly what it is.
Nothing. A lot of things don't really feel that present as recording, for sure. So how did you get to recording, like on your program or whatever?
So high school, I started really from playing the drums and guitar at like 10, 11, 12 years old, being into it like that, never thought I'd be like writing songs,
Right.
and rapping and all that.
Yeah.
I eventually never really even listen to music. Kids had iPods, and I had a couple Jonas Brothers songs on there, and like Crazy Frog, and
Yeah.
that was about it.
And novelty stuff.
Right. In high school, I started listening to Future.
Crazy.
I remember my first Future listening Real Sisters by Future. I was skating to the streets of downtown LA.
Oh, yeah. Can
Had
we
the
pull
wired.
that? My bad.
Oh, yeah.
Can we just pull that up just because I never heard it?
Oh yeah, for
So,
sure,
yeah.
absolutely.
So Real Sisters skating through downtown.
Yeah, it's Real Sisters by Future.
No, I'm saying you were skating.
I
through
was
downtown.
skating through downtown. Homie put me onto the song. I had the wired earphones in.
Hell yeah.
You know, I think that
the
was-
Apple ones.
Huh?
Yeah. Yes,
I think
sir.
that, and they have the Barracks is like a professional. Well, it's not even a thing anymore because that's a whole thing. But Barracks, a skate park where a lot of the pros practice.
Yeah.
A private park and whatnot. That was the first time I had ever been there and skated was that day. We were skating there. We got on a train, got to the Barracks.
Okay.
ASAP Ferg performed
God damn.
at the skate park.
Oh yeah, you were lit then. You
Oh,
were
it was
lit.
fucking-
How old
it
were you when
was
this was
dope.
happening?
I was 15.
Oh yeah.
I was
Hell yeah.
15. It was fucking awesome. And so, now I'm listening to Young Thug, and now I'm listening to Uzi, and now I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
I just jumped right into
caught-
all this trap music. I didn't know
Right,
what the
right.
fuck they're talking about. I just know it sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's like it's just
It sounds hyped.
Oh yeah, it's
All the
just,
way up.
Like,
Yeah. Which is interesting. You caught that wave too. Like for that to be, that was your
Travis Scott, Playboy
Yeah.
Cardi. Like
Those were
it
like your
was-
formative years, and you caught that internet wave of like where the music was
right,
really changing. The industry was really changing. Like that's dope
Right.
as hell.
right, yeah. So high school comes around. I start getting into weed eventually. I got into weed at like into 17, late junior year. Started listening to Wiz Khalifa.
Hell yeah.
started listening to Burner, and from there on, I was like, man, why the fuck am I not rapping?
Well, I want to try this shit.
Like, right. So I just, that was kind of like my intro to like actually being interested in writing songs and rapping.
Yeah, that's cool.
And never thought I'd be doing it like I am now. And trials and tribulations through life. Kept asking why God this, why God this, why God this. It led me to saying thank you God, thank you God, thank you God. Like, and I eventually like, got into making, wrote my first song, Keep On Living. I feel like God wrote that song, bro, through my
Right.
hands, through my body. He wrote that song, and like now here I am, like pursuing my own journey,
And still,
figuring life
yeah,
out,
figuring it
making
out.
things happen. Like it's really been a journey. So that is my intro. It's a very detailed, true story of my intro.
Yeah, that's cool as hell, bro. That's
Yeah.
cool as hell.
Yeah.
When you say like you went, how did you go from why this, why that to thank you, thank you?
Oh,
Like, do you think, how'd you get
uh,
to that change? Because I feel like that's like probably, that's an easy trap people fall into. Like, like, fuck, like this happened, that happened. Like, what the fuck? Why is this all when really, like, you don't,
I always had this. I like you're asking like how I kind of got to overcoming all that.
yeah,
Overcoming.
and even just not necessarily like how you overcame the things, but like to adapt, like, how'd you make that mental adaptation?
In my mind, I I I I I have to make it.
Right.
There is I'm gonna make it.
You had no other choice.
It's just there's a brighter tomorrow.
Right, right.
And it's like you just have to have like an unwavering. I just had an unwavering faith through certain troublesome situation, through just tough moments in
Yeah.
life.
So
I had to
tough,
have
tough life moments.
right. I had to have like unwavering faith. I had to have trust in the Most High. I had to have confidence within myself.
Yeah.
I had to
Have confidence that you don't know right now, and that's okay.
right, and things will be better.
Right, right.
And I gotta say, I am so grateful to
There
be
you
where
go.
I am, doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, for sure. It's just
Yeah.
like
10 years later, from future, from skating with listening to Real Sisters now. Yeah, crazy. That's dope. That's a dope ass story. I like those. It's all super dope
that is
how.
10 years, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
2025. Oh
2015.
shit,
It's super.
that is crazy.
It's super dope how
Wow,
like you get to
grateful.
attach those moments to specific songs too. Like for sure, like everybody that's listening and they hear this, like skating in downtown, bumping, future it'll set them up. It'll like, oh hell yeah, like that's a vibe, that's a vibe
Yeah.
for sure. Cause I did my little skating. I never like I was never able to do like a kickflip or anything, but
Mhm.
skating was a good way to look a lot less suspicious,
Yeah.
to not get as much attention from cops or
You think skating was less is you're saying is less suspicious?
yeah, you look less suspicious when you're on a skateboard, like from cops or from like gangbangers and shit. But I'm saying I know the vibe, like that feeling, and you're kind. It's fun, you're kind of cruising, and it's a little you like it's present. You're tapped in. You're
Yeah, for
tapped in.
sure,
So
for
that's
sure.
why I skated and got a skateboard and shit. But
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm saying when I hear you say like, oh, skating through downtown, bumping
Uh-huh.
that, like yeah, that's for sure a vibe.
Oh yeah. And so what's really crazy is what I find so fascinating, so very like precious. What I find I'm just grateful. It's like I remember like getting dressed in the morning, playing Future or Lil Uzi or whoever. like like the whole trap scene.
Yeah, yeah.
That's who
Especially
I
that
was
era.
listening to.
Especially
That's
that
what I
era.
was listening to.
That's like the SoundCloud, and then leaning into streaming service era when all that was
Right.
happening for
Right,
sure.
right, right.
It was crazy. 2015
Oh,
was such a wave.
like Pandora, when Pandora
Yeah,
was a thing still, or like people. I don't even know if people still use
I use
Pandora.
Pandora still
Oh,
for
okay. So
sure.
I never used it,
For
but I
sure.
remember like that's when it like was like popping to me, like
Yeah.
when I kept always hearing about it. I don't hear about it now.
Oh,
I don't know.
just yeah. Now that was definitely a crazy era because like for me that's when I started recording like 2015. So
Okay.
I definitely have like a lot of memories attached to that and like
Yeah.
seeing the new shit popping and then the you know I it wasn't long before when I was recording on my own to the homies like they're like hey like let me like what's up I want to go record like the two homies and shit. So shout out Adrian, shout out Aki. Um, so that was definitely like I was tapped into the game in a new way. Like we were listening to new shit and like Post Malone had dropped, White Iverson. Like, oh, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this, bro? And like you said, the Future and like there, cause I had heard Future like with Tony Montana whenever like that was probably 2011, 2012, but it wasn't really for me yet. Like it was like a little. It wasn't like I
Okay.
said. I came from Tupac and
Right.
Nas and Biggie
Okay.
and that type of shit. So it wasn't for me yet. But then later on, I'm like, nah, this shit's lit. Like when it really like when the wave was happening, that 2015 wave, you were all right, yeah, this shit's undeniable. Like this is something that's here to stay for sure. Like, and it's them. It's weird too that it's them. It's not like like no diss, but like the little pumps, the smoke perps, like that type of like really repetitive shit. That's like kind of like one word over and over again. Like that kind of didn't hold up. But the futures and the Uzis that had like a little more melody and like a lot more sauce to it. There's a
Right.
little more depth to their writing and shit or their freestyles however it is they record. That's
Right.
what lasted, that's what's still around.
What I was gonna say was what I think is so like precious and like I'm just grateful is like I used to be getting dressed in the morning like listening to all those artists and now I'm waking up in the morning getting dressed to my own music.
Hell yeah.
I used to be skating, listening to Future and Playboy Cardi and Lil Uzi. Now I'm cruising through. I'm skating down Santa Monica,
Hell yeah.
listening to my music, and
That's
it's
dope.
like the sun's shining. I'm high.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
cruising.
blissful.
It's blissful, bro.
Yeah.
It's
A-
blissful, and
And
it's like
that's
a blessing.
yeah, and that's also like I feel there's a lot of artists that have a problem with that too. Like, oh, like I can't listen to my music, or once it's out, I stop listening to it. Like I don't listen to it that much. Like I'll definitely go. I tap back in with my catalog every now and then, but for sure, I think that's like it's kind of like it's kind of taking it for granted in a way. Like you make music, you should be able to listen to it every now and then. For sure.
Absolutely. Tyler the Creator said, what I see a lot of people doing is they be posting their music, say, "Hey, new song out now." Post it once in their story, and that's it.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm sure you've seen that video,
Yeah, for sure.
and it just gets you thinking, like, what the heck? Like, you put all this work and energy and heart and soul and just into the song, and then you need to put it
Personality,
out,
yeah.
right? And it's like, oh gosh, I forgot she was in here.
Oh, you're good, man.
It's like you go through all that work and spend money to get it mixed and mastered or whatever, and you don't even you don't even try to promote it. Now it's like I don't know. People make music and just put it out to put it out, but if you want to like actually pursue something in this
Yeah.
game, like what are you doing not promoting it? You have to make it a business. You have to lay out a foundation of what you're actually pursuing and trying to market.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a confusion thing, right? Like as far as social media, because it's a weird thing. We're like, nah, I just want to make music. I just want to make music. Like, nah, but that's fine if you just want to make music. But if you want to make a living off music, then you gotta get comfortable, or you gotta get comfortable putting out a lot of content and a lot of promotion, because that's just what the game requires.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's not like before where you had to find CD or pass out CDs and find the right people to give them to, and then you could make your way. Like now, this is just the name of the game, and it's
Right.
it's okay too. It's not it's not. It's not. I don't think it's something we should look down on either. As far as the content side of trying to build your following and really support your music, what you're trying to do.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I feel like you're tapped in like with the meetups and like I be seeing you like with I think you met Burner, right? And like be going to
Yeah,
those.
they do their meet. They do
Yeah.
their like little meet and greets at
And
the
you
shop,
and
releasing new strains.
yeah, hell yeah.
And I gotta take those opportunities to go say what's up.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
to like
Why not, right? Why not if
why
they're there?
not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Last time I
cool.
saw Wiz, I gave him a flash drive with my music and some unreleased stuff as well.
Hell yeah.
And
That's crazy. You talk to Wiz like person to person?
twice.
Yeah, that's nuts,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. And he called me Inspo. I told him I make music.
Yeah.
And my name's Inspiration. He's like, I was just telling him what's up. Shared some words with him, and he's like, "All right, Inspo.
Yeah,
Well, just keep going and keep up the grind, and don't stop."
Is my
So
phone
I
up there
was-
with you? No? You're good. Nah, I just like that's a trip. Well, I mean it, obviously, right? But, I got it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. I got his name the same way, Chris Inspo. Yeah, that's dope as fuck, bro. Where did you have any like nerves or anything when you were walking up to him?
You know what's really funny is that I was shaky, but it wasn't because I was nervous. I was excited, and I think that's the same. Nervous, like the nerves that are excitement are the same. It's like this, isn't it? Like the same thing as anxiety.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like what your brain is
Yeah.
perceiving it as.
You're just like on the other
It's
side
the
of
sa-
the.
So it was
Yep.
like I wasn't nervous at all. It was like I was just like
Crazy. It's like being on the other side of the same river. Like, oh, this is
first time I met him.
anxiety
First time,
side. This
first time,
excitement.
first time I met him was like, well, they're both dope. It was like the second time it was like more on this, more on the same level type shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's
For
cool as
sure.
hell, bro. That's super dope. I've only really met one person like that at a meet and greet. He's like an author and like a public speaker, Jordan Peterson. But it was a trip for sure. Like just being in the line, like oh shit, I'm getting closer and closer and closer. Like for people that haven't been to one of those things, it's like it's an interesting feeling, right? Like oh shit, this was right there. Like damn. Especially, I mean, Wiz is like I said, bro. He's been cool for forever, bro. He was really like the first of that new era too. Like I had heard like some people had tried to put me onto Mac Miller, but I was like, nah, like I'm good right now. Like I'm on this gang, this tough shit, like I'm on this lyrical shit, this Tupac shit. I'm not trying to tap in with this new shit. But then when Wiz came out, like with
Mac.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
with what are those? Like Never Been, and what's the other one with the charger in the video? Mesmerized. Yeah, can we get a little bit of that video? Like when those were out.
You know what's crazy is I don't think I've seen. Maybe I have. I'm so tapped in with the music. I sometimes don't even be watching the videos, which is kind of weird, I guess.
Nah,
But,
I mean, if you're outside, you can't.
Oh yeah, I've seen this video.
Yeah, when these dropped, I was like, oh,
I love
nah.
this song.
This is undeniable.
Is so
yeah, 14 years
just-
ago. Yeah,
Yo.
There's-
This is like Saturday rolling down the windows.
Mhm.
Fat ass joint rolled.
Knowing it's
Homie
about
in
to
the
be a
passenger
good night.
seat,
Yeah,
three
yeah.
chicks in the back. You
Yep.
know.
A spot to
Pouring
go
a
to
drink,
already.
marijuana mixed with cologne with dank. That's
Cardo
fire.
on the beat.
Just so I love the beat selections. I think
Yeah,
like
for
I think
sure.
another reason why I fuck with music, with Wiz's music so heavy and like the whole like smoking sort of vibe. It's just the sounds.
Yeah.
The sounds. It
Fits
just
right
the
in,
whole
fits
way-
right in.
Right.
Yeah, so once I heard this, I was like, nah, this shit's undeniable, bro. There's no going back from this. Even like the color grading on the video makes you feel high, right? Like it's kind of like hazy. So where'd you have to go to meet him?
Uh, I don't know what the dispensary's name is.
But
the
a
first time
dispensary?
the first time it was, yeah, it was just a dispensary.
Oh yeah.
He was releasing his new strain, so he popped out for a little
Yeah.
bit, showed up to the little meet and greet
Tapped
for
in
like
with
the
it.
first however many fans to show up or people to show up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
and
dope,
yeah,
bro.
it was right across the street from the Cannabis Cafe. So off of yeah, I just drove by it last night. What street is that?
Hollywood?
It's somewhere near Hollywood. Yeah. It's close by to the Barney's Beanery in West Hollywood.
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
close because I was driving up the street and then you got to make a right. It's right there. So somewhere, it's like 5 minutes away from Barney's Beanery in West Hollywood. The second
Oh,
time
yeah,
I saw him
yeah.
was at Stizzy.
The one by the 101?
Yeah,
the big
in
one?
DT,
Yeah.
LA. Uh huh.
Hell yeah, that's dope, bro.
Yeah. It was super chill. Super chill. Good vibes. I got to meet this one individual who was right in front of me in line. Shout out Garrett. Shout out Garrett, Master Garrett, the sound bath man. That's the first time I've called him that. He does sound baths. He's also
Yeah.
a personal fitness coach, trainer,
Hell yeah.
and
Interesting combination right there.
yeah. And I think it's great. I've been fortunate enough to have received a handful of sound baths from him, and let me tell you, it's one of the most beautiful experiences one of the most beautiful things I've ever got to experience.
Yeah, so what is that exactly? Just you can
It's
elaborate on it.
a sound bath it's a little bit more. So I'm sure you've seen those like bowls,
Like the
and
white ones? Right?
the white
Yeah.
ones, and there's like I think it's copper or some
Yeah,
sort
like
of
those
metal or
hand
whatever,
pen things, I believe
and
there.
you go,
Right.
or whatever, and it does. They're like healing frequencies,
Yeah.
and there's a couple other right.
Meditative, like really
Right.
meditative.
Like you lay down and you breathe, you relax, you're resting, but you're listening to these sounds, these vibrations, and
These frequencies going on.
yeah. And for me, I'd say I'm a pretty spiritual individual, so uh, I find it very beneficial
Yeah, there's
personally
something
for
to it.
me.
There's something to it for
Right,
sure.
and the intent is to raise your vibration.
Do you think it accomplishes its intention?
1,000 and 10,000
Hell
and
yeah.
100,000 and 100,000 10%.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you pull up stone too or sober?
Sober.
So which
Sober.
that means it's really like impactful.
It's really
then.
and then yeah, oh man, it's so nice. They're really great. Yeah. It's definitely impactful when I go sober, and then when well yeah, I purposely go sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's been times where like I smoked prior in the day, but I'm not like stoned for it.
No. Not like chiefing on the way there, because that is something like you kind of the first couple times you probably should experience it sober, right?
Right, the first time I
Yeah.
did it I was
Yeah.
sober completely.
Have you ever done a float tank?
No.
No, it's like a little pod, but it's the water has so much salt, so you float like without no effort, and then it's body temperature too. So it's
Wait. Say it again.
Can you pull up some float tanks? It's like a pod, like I mean, if
You
watch
lay
like
in it.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
get wet.
No, you do get wet.
Oh.
Yeah, you do get wet, but yeah, the water has so much salt that you float without any effort, and then
Really?
yeah, and then it's also room. It's also the same temperature as your body, so it's very like. And you close that door, and you could keep the lights on, or you could turn them off, and it's super sensory deprivation.
Looks like a big shoe.
Like what's the chamber in Dragon Ball
Like a
Z?
shoe with no sleeve to like put your
Yeah,
foot
that
in or
one
something.
for sure looks like a croc right there, huh? The one in the middle. Yeah, so all you use there's is sensory deprivation. Like you could be in there with no sound, and then your body you don't have the sensation of sitting down or or laying down, whatever it is.
What?
Yeah, so it's the first. But I bring that up because the first time I did that shit, I was sober,
That's
and it's something about it too, for sure.
so.
It's like
What do you think? What is the science behind this, or what's the deal? Why does somebody go there to do that for?
I,
Because you go to a sound bath to raise your vibration, find peace and your mental clarity. What does that do?
I don't know the science behind it, but it's a disconnection from all your senses
Hmm.
except your consciousness, right? So like our I guess I don't our sense of feeling, hearing, smell, taste, uh, seeing.
You felt very connected, I bet, after coming out
That,
of it.
that's a part of your consciousness, right? Like that's your part of your
Okay.
consciousness. So when you're in there, like all those, they're not as stimulated. There's
Interesting.
no. You could have like meditative music off, kind of like
I'm trying to
on.
like think about what that would be like.
Yeah, well, it's wicked, bro. It's like you completely disconnect. Like the first time I did it, which was the more impactful, I got into like essentially a hallucinogenic state where I was like
Really?
seeing like different things like mountains and like I was starting to visualize shit and it was like if anybody's ever meditated, like there's like this kind of like
Right.
there's like these little inklings like, oh shit, like I'm kind of tapping into a new world, which I'm sure the
I
sound
know what you're
baths
talking about.
probably felt like that in a
I know
way.
what you're talking. I know
Yeah,
what you
that's why
mean.
I
I
brought
know
it
what
up
you're
because
saying. I know what you're
when you
saying.
said, like, I was like, oh shit, this is different, but the sensation is kind of similar.
Okay.
It's like a ultimate sensation of being present, not ultimate,
Wow.
but it's
Okay.
just a very powerful sensation of being present, which I'm sure the sound baths are like that too,
So it
right?
calms your mind
It calms
for sure.
if you can do it, like if you can do it. But you
Right.
could
If
also, like, I've done them where I wasn't maybe in the best mood or whatever the case may have been, and I'm like, and I start thinking too much, like, oh, like, this, that,
right, you'd
which
have
is,
to be. I feel like you'd probably get you'd be benefiting from that most going into it with a pretty
yeah,
clear mind.
yeah, for sure. Unless you're able to, like, all right, let me really enjoy it.
Right.
But if that's up to you though. That's like a good
Right.
thing,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's up to you because
I
you could do
completely
that with every
understand what you're
experience.
talking
You could
about.
go into a sound bath and be like, oh, like I'm already skeptical. You could do that with every experience, like people.
I feel like I'm when I go to my sound baths, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, right.
I'm ready
Yeah,
for it.
because you're going into it with
Yeah.
a good mood, right? A good
Uh huh.
perspective and a good like appreciation.
Yeah.
So yeah, that the those float tanks are trippy for sure, and it
Might have to
sounded
try it
similar.
out.
Yeah, you definitely should, bro. And I'm gonna have to try out a sound bath because I've never been to one. So that's
Well, I'll
that.
connect you with Garrett.
Yeah,
Yeah, he'll
there you
take
go.
care of you.
Yeah, that's the trade off. That's the
Yeah.
trade. That's the agreement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. It's funny that there's highs like that on the like on without like consumption, right? Because that's for I'm
For
sure the
sure.
sound baths a high, like that sensory deprivation time on the on the good times.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a high for sure. I mean, you could be somewhere and feel high, like on a hike ride, like or on somewhere really beautiful in nature, and like damn, I got like a head change, like oh shit.
I feel like nature is really I think it's a really good space to be for like uh honestly like cleansing, like mental cleansing.
Yeah,
Like you I feel like, going into nature, one would one's mental state would find clarity without them really doing much. It's just the nature around
right, yeah.
them.
It does the work for you in
Right.
a way. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And that's not a way people like think of it too on like cleansing, like like for more rough terms, but it's kind of like scratches the bullshit off your brain a little bit. Like when you said that, like you like kind of like what the fuck is this itch, bro? Like yeah, it definitely does
You
do that.
find clarity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
it's
Cleansing.
like walking into a sense of clarity. That's what it's like.
Boom. That's the title right there. A sense of clarity.
Sense of
Yeah, a
clarity.
sense of clarity.
Heck yeah, sense of clarity. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it definitely is, bro. And like it's something you definitely have to do, right? Like
Yeah.
it's easy to look at that shit like, oh, that's rest, or like that's not working, like that's not like, especially in the, when you have dreams of success and you want to accomplish things, the hustle culture, and they're right too. You do really gotta work motherfucking hard to get to the big levels. You have to work incredibly hard, bro, and have incredible good luck. But like clearing your mind, that's kind of like a part of work too, like if I spend this 2 hours to go on a hike, and it makes the 2 hours when I'm recording tomorrow and writing better, then then that's work. It's work, bro. It's
I would. I don't know if I'd look at it like work. I'd look at it like
product. It's not work, but it's productive. Like
it's
that's what I
right.
mean.
Like
Like
that.
it's
It's
still
beneficial.
it's
It's
beneficial, bro.
beneficial. Like you're not.
It's helping the cause.
It's all contributing to the best, to a better outcome. It's all
Mm-hmm.
contributing to a better outcome.
Yeah, it's about erasing the shit that's not contributing to a better
Letting go of
outcome,
the
right?
nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like one time, long time I put a poll on like just my Instagram story and shit. Like, is it easier to stop doing the shit you know you shouldn't do, or to do the good shit you know you should do? I thought like, damn, man. It was pretty split, but for me, I think the quit like yeah. I mean, both are hard, but it's harder to do the good shit. I think.
I
Nah,
think
cause that's funner though.
in all in in all truthfulness. Well, here, wait. Let's see. The question was what?
Is it easier to not do the shit, or is it harder to not do the shit you know you're not supposed to, or harder to do the shit you know you are supposed to? Like, is it harder to not do bad shit, or is it harder to actually do the good things, like to work hard and follow the craft and shit?
When you find it, let me put it this way: when you find it being hard to not do the stuff you know you shouldn't be doing, it's easier to do the things you know you should be doing.
Right.
Because for whatever, if you're doing the things you know you should not be doing, then for whatever reason, like
And
like
that's like
the
that.
then you already know what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
So just do what you know you should be doing. That's like it. Just like you'll save your. I mean, when you do the things you know you shouldn't be doing, you'll learn
Right.
lessons.
But
And
when you keep doing them and you keep learning or not learning, but then that's when you're really
like
tying yourself down.
right, you really just have to like kind of let go of all that, and no, yeah, you gotta let it go.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta let it go.
Or trade it for something better, right? Trade it
Well,
for something
that's
better.
that
That,
is doing
yeah.
what you know you should be doing,
Hell yeah.
and that's where it's like you have it in you.
And you
Just do
know
it,
it, and you know it
and you
already.
know it, right? So just do it. It's
Oh,
easier said than done,
yeah.
but the answer is right there.
But the consequences are a lot, It's like suffer now or suffer later. Like I'd rather suffer with, or people don't realize it, but you much rather suffer with having, you know, doing the good shit right now than dealing with the consequences of not doing it
Right,
later,
right,
bro.
right,
Yeah,
right,
like it's not.
right,
That's
right, right.
way worse. That's way. But that's like another issue with not being able to be present, right? Like, cause
Right.
when you don't want to work, or like when you don't want to do, like, all right, let me get to the music, or let me do this, or let me, whatever the case, whatever. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do that. I don't want to clean the house, whatever it is.
Right,
When you don't
right.
want to do that, that's just like wishing you didn't have, like, you were somewhere else, right? Like, oh, I wish my setting right now was different. I wish I didn't have to do this. So
Right.
immediately you're connecting yourself from the present, which would be like, all right, cool. This is what I have to do. I'm here anyway. Fuck it, I'm here anyway.
I just wrote. I've been working on a lot of new projects, a
Right.
lot of new songs lately, and I will share some with bars. Just focus on the present moment. That's a win you get to choose to make.
Mm.
And it is. You know, it's like sometimes another
Yeah, that's a bar.
easier said than done
Yeah.
thing.
Focus on the moment. That's a
Focus on the present moment. That's a win you get to choose to make.
yeah. Focus on the present
Focus
moment.
on the present moment. I call that a win today.
Yeah, that's tough right there, bro. That's a win you get it. Yeah, and it is. It's really you get to choose. You got to have that choice right there.
Yeah. I used to deal with a lot of heavy overthinking
Yeah.
and and what I guess you would say what you would call OCD, right? And intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anxiety.
and it's just a way of thinking. Everything's a mindset. You know, as I grew older, well, I was fortunate enough to like it. I used to deal with it so much that it got in the way of my everyday life,
Yeah.
and and you know, it sounds silly, but it really had. I mean, it got in
Had
the
an
way of
effect.
my yeah.
Yeah, but it could even
Definitely.
have a small, even if it's something small, like oh, I don't want to go in there because there's too many people. That's still getting in the way of your life because you don't
Right,
know
right, right.
how you're making decisions based on negative feelings.
It used to be very hard for me to like not be focused in the present moment. Like my mind would just be lost in overthinking. Basically, like my thoughts had more control over me than my present self did,
Hmm.
and I was fighting to be present in the moment. Like I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
was
what I
like it
experienced.
was something you had to earn,
Earn my
like you
present.
had to fight
No,
for it.
no, but just like it was like, why am I feeling so much anxiety from thoughts?
Yeah,
It doesn't make any sense.
yeah, yeah. It's not like
It doesn't make any yeah,
yeah.
and so it doesn't make any sense. And so like I
Do you say it doesn't make any sense because it's not something that's like in the physical realm that's like actually happening?
right
Like you were like
like it's just
if you were stressed out because
I th-
whatever happened, you were fucking whatever the case may be.
I look back on it and I think it was just like just I feel like maybe it was like different. I can't even I nah I was gonna say like different energies, but that doesn't even that wouldn't have I don't know.
Different internal energy. Would it make sense? Like what you were cultivating, right?
I really don't know, bro.
Yeah, because
But
it
I'm very grateful to have like gotten treatment for it, which was just like exposure therapy. I was out of school for some time. Uh, uh, Learn, you know, kind of exposing myself to whatever triggers I used to be a trigger,
right,
and you know the
like little
things
by little.
right little by little going
Yeah,
you know higher and so higher up of like what triggers me most, and it just doesn't. It's like I don't even know what to say about it because it's
right.
like I'm a completely different person mentally, you know, than that version of me.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so wild. I'm like I outgrew it eventually. I learned
oh
how to
yeah,
manage it. I you know I developed a relationship with God. I
yeah.
think like different steps that I've taken to get me where I am is obviously led to all the clarity that I have.
And that was not a place that you were.
Right, like when I said I like remember when I said earlier I've got to make it. Like at that time when I was experiencing all that, I was like, there's no way, my you know, there's no way like I should
And
be
it
experiencing this.
right.
Like I have to get over this. I have to overcome this somehow. This is like this has got to go away. You know, so it's just like just I don't know, been a
Yeah,
journey.
well, congratulations on that, man. Like fucking yeah, because that's not that's
Yeah,
not something that should be downplayed. Especially if
yeah.
it
A lot of
it
people experienced it. I
yeah
mean, I
for
wasn't
sure.
the only one going to the treatment centers that I went
Yeah,
to. Like the you know everybody's got their own little different OCDs, but some people it's more heightened,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
and
It's
it's
like
like
it's a weird, it's a interesting thing that it's really dynamic. Like yeah, I had a discussion with somebody. It was like the question in the question up in there was, is depression a choice or
mm,
like a sickness? Like is it actually a sickness? Like, and I was trying to relay the message. Well, for some people it's more like for some people it can definitely be a choice. From that's speaking from my own perspective, you know, like it's I can choose to do things that make me depressed. That's a choice. Like if I choose to stay home all day and like bullshit on my phone and not go do anything positive or functional, that's completely a choice. So if I end up depressed at in the night, that's my, you know, that's my fault.
Right,
But then I
right.
think people really have a wiring where they like have different chemical imbalances or whatever, you know, whatever the case may be. However, it works as well that it's for them it is a
Right,
disease, you know, there's
right.
no denying it. And that I think like you can have little ticks or like little like, oh, I don't like doing this, or I got to do this, you know, this certain way. But if it really affects your lives, and that's where it's a different territory, you know, where people
Exactly.
could easily try to brush it off, but that's being kind of immature about other people's experiences, which is not. I don't want to be that way for sure, because I think I was definitely, you know, people are definitely that way to be, like, I guess not really empathetic, right?
When they see it,
Yeah, like seeing,
judgmental.
yeah, like thinking like like you're, you know, you're choosing to live like that.
Mm. When it comes to the depression thing, like, yeah, I don't know. Everybody's got a very like, uh, I don't know. Nowadays, everybody's got a strong opinion on everything,
Yeah,
and
stronger than nobody's like trying to be like in the middle. Yeah. Oh.
yeah. But I think like, yeah, no, you got it. You said it very well.
If you're not comfortable sharing, you know, you don't have to talk about like what that process is. But I'm just interested because I haven't heard much about it. Like, because you know, what was exposure therapy like? You know.
Exposure therapy. Well, first, uh, yeah, freshman year, it was when I started to experience a lot of that overthinking that I was experiencing, and it definitely got in the way of my life. It got in the way of school and exposure there. You know, I went out to Boston, Massachusetts, so I was out of the state. I was in a different state.
Yeah.
Uh, it just looked like just purposefully triggering whatever your specific trigger was,
Yeah.
and like I'll share one, and uh, I gotta say I don't understand it at all because it doesn't make any sense. But like one trigger was like my brother, and I love my brother.
Yeah.
My brother's cool, and like I think like brothers not you know brothers bickering at a young age.
It's a part of life for
Right, right,
sure.
right. We
Yeah. Well,
definitely
even with
like
any siblings,
right,
girls or
right.
boys,
I
you know,
think
and
I don't know. He just always annoyed me, and so like he just I don't know. We always were like bickering and shit,
yeah.
and like not fighting but fighting. You know what
Yeah, I
I
got
mean?
you. I got you.
And like arguing and whatever, not whatever. And I don't know. Maybe that's what led up to like him just like becoming a trigger and like hearing his voice while like doing things that made me like feel physical anxiety. Like where does that come from?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that. Like, but that's what I experienced. Um, and so for me to like do an exposure would be to like I don't know, look at a picture of him or something, like crazy. Like I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But but like things like that, like
How you are explaining it, it's making sense to me.
like it makes sense, but it doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
but life is that's all of life, you know. You know, you could think of all of life that way. Like it makes sense, like nately, like you know. And I say that to make you feel like comfortable, you know, because that's a really it makes sense, but it doesn't make you could literally look at all like nature, bro. Like we needed 10, 20 million things to go right from our whole ancestors' heritage, starting back when we were little fucking whatever little fish crawling onto the land for us to be here right now.
Right,
Literally.
right.
No cap. Us,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
cap. Living,
yeah.
breathing, like all of our ancestors made it, which that makes, it makes, it doesn't make sense.
It's actually crazy that we're here right now. What the?
It doesn't make sense, but it
This
does
is
make
wild.
sense, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I get you. I get it. You know, that's
Thank you.
yeah, I
Yeah.
get that.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah, that's every day like where I was in Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts. Uh, Shout out to all the CRCs, the people who overlooked that place that that helped me
yeah,
overcome what I was experiencing. So
sure.
like, yeah, you guys, shout out you guys.
Yeah. So how long was that?
I
That
was there for 4 months.
yeah,
4 months. I came back uh to California. First year of high school was over. Uh, Second, sophomore year starts, and it. I was doing really well. I was functioning smoothly. Wasn't getting caught up with my thoughts,
yeah,
but it eventually kind of started to become troublesome again
yeah. Make
and
its way back.
getting in the way. Yeah, and fortunately enough, having been there already, and them knowing what I was going through, I was lucky enough to get back in quickly because it's a very long wait
Right.
list, and uh, I was there for another 4 months, and I come back to sophomore year. It was not over. Uh, junior junior starts late junior year. I start getting into weed, and I noticed how that totally calmed my mind. Like first smoke session, I was like, "Oh my god, like what the fuck is going on?" I was like getting really paranoid,
Yeah,
and I started
yeah,
laughing, and paranoid, and started
yeah, yeah.
laughing. By the end of
As kids do, as kids
we
do.
went to Blaze Pizza. I ate the whole thing, no problem. Like
Yeah,
it was just like, oh, let's go to Blaze. I saw the tree. It was crazy, and it's like, I sobered up by the end of the night, and I was like, yo, when are we doing that again? So like, when are we doing that again? As I said, I don't know. I talk fast.
yeah,
So then I'm like, I noticed how that helped me, and like when I was like smoking weed, and I noticed my mind was calm and clear, and I could focus and enjoy whatever I was doing. Like I was able to do that, and then that showed myself that whatever I was overthinking beforehand was just there's no need to be overthinking that.
yeah,
So it kind of like it's like it's been like a process of breaking out of a way of thinking. Is really what it is. You learn that everything's a mindset, and you can become a superhuman.
Hey, well, thank you for sharing that, bro. You know,
For
like
real.
I really appreciate that you were willing to speak on that because that's really interesting to me, and it's something a lot of people go through. People, and we don't treat it as something that is as difficult as it is. So I think people that you saying that will relate to a lot of people because I know that's for sure a common theme with mental illness. I think like overthinking things, like, because that's what
Yeah.
that's what depression, that's what it is too. Anxiety, that's what it is too. You
Hmm.
overthink the past, overthink the future, or just not able to like calm yourself down, right? So that's really, it's a really good thing that you found your way through that journey and to end up at a clearer perspective, at a
Yeah.
sense of clarity, right?
Yeah. I must say I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful, and yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
And that's
that's
and me having been able to do so, it's like I get the opportunity now to shed some light
yeah,
on this situation, and like hopefully inspire people who do resonate with it to like give them hope that
yeah.
like they can have a brighter tomorrow, they can have a brighter future. One day they don't have, like, you have to work at it. That's the thing. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't work for it, then it's like
Don't expect it to happen either. Yeah,
I I didn't give up.
right.
I didn't stop. I mean, gosh, man, it felt like walking through hell, bro.
Yeah,
And
and you walk through.
now I got the devil saying this guy just don't fold.
There you go, man.
And so like that is what it is, man.
Yeah, yeah. You can't. Never can. Never can.
Yeah. So I'll just, yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank
Yeah.
you for having me here and
Yeah. Enjoying this, huh? Yeah, when you
yeah.
said that, I thought about that. Like, honestly, this is probably something you wouldn't be like, that would have been difficult for you in those past mindsets that you had. But right here, we just been rocking and rolling, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
hell yeah,
Yeah, no, it's definitely awesome for sure. It's a blessing.
yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the weed was what was another, like, it's like you had to do the work too, and then you found the weed at a later stage. Like, if you would have skipped the process for those early steps, like the weed wouldn't have been, maybe it would have, it wouldn't have been effective. Maybe they would have led you the other way.
Right, right. And it's like that kind of, you could take that right there and apply it to other things in life. It's like you have to truly embrace the process.
Yeah, whatever it may be.
You right. You have to embrace the process. Whatever someone may be going through in life, you just have to like. I feel like my best advice to anybody is to just like have faith in a better tomorrow. You just got to work for it and put in the work. I feel like develop a relationship with God, and you can really like move mountains. Like that's real.
That's really how you feel.
That's really how I feel.
Yeah, and the more people that feel that way, the better.
Yeah.
We need that for sure. We need people believing in themselves. There's like a lot of it's very uneasy. Like, I'm sure the world's always like that, but the times feel very uneasy. I'm sure a lot of people feel very uneasy, like just on the current state of everything, because we're so overstimulated too with so much information. So
Oh
the
yeah.
more, like, in that easily, like, it could make you feel like, why try? Why do anything if all this fucking shit's happening? And
I've felt like that.
right,
I've felt like that. There's times where I've been like, man, what's the purpose? Well, I feel like when you ask that question, bro, you're aware. You're kind of awake. You are awake. I feel like for somebody to be asking the question of
almost like that is the
like
purpose.
what is like what the heck is the purpose? Like sometimes it's like like what's the meaning of all this? Like what does it matter?
Yeah,
But then you gotta realize like you're here.
yeah,
You got an opportunity.
yeah. It matters that you matter.
Yeah.
Like that, you're actually like here. Like, oh shit, I'm
And
gonna
then
live.
you're like, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
snap back into action.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can't wait on it. Hell yeah, bro. As you know, the podcast is going from here. So where you going from here, bro? Like, what's next on your
What's
agenda?
well, a lot of things. A lot of things. I do have some new music planning to come out. I don't know if I want to do an EP yet or singles.
Yeah,
Yeah. But it's all purpose driven. It's all it's all me. It's genuinely to inspire. It's me. For me, it's like I know I'm getting pretty good. I'm
right.
like I know I'm good. I know I'm man. I'm downplaying myself when I say that, but it's like I have my niche. I'm gonna develop more of my niche, and for me, it's like I'm not really trying to show you that I'm the best rapper. I know I'm nice with what I do. I'm rapping my lifestyle.
Yeah,
Like I really like overcame some stuff, and it's like I'm doing more than just music. So we're talking about going from here. It's like there's a whole lot more I'm looking to do, uh, other than music, and it's all intertwined to inspire. Yeah,
overall, and that's
yeah,
the goal,
yeah.
to
So
inspire
that's where we're going from here. We're going
from
we're
ins-
going to the top to inspire. We're I'm inspiring on the way to the top.
while being inspired
While
while
being
being inspired
inspired
on
and
the way to
getting
the top.
inspired. Yeah, just
All right,
just to just to be better, man. Just to make improvements. That's where I'm going from here. I'm looking to be a better me every day.
that's dope, bro.
That's really what it all comes down
Yeah,
to.
and everything else will fall in place as you continue
Absolutely.
that
Absolutely.
as the goal.
And
Everything
that comes with embracing the process. You know, learning to let go of the past. You know, don't get all caught up with the future. You sometimes got to let go of that, and you really have to just focus on the present and take action and just be the best you can. Take the best actions you can if you're looking to really take that type of route.
yeah. Today also, right?
For sure.
Today, right now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. You gotta have
Right.
discipline.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because when you don't want to do it, that's the most important time to do it.
Absolutely.
Like that's
Absolutely.
literally
Well said.
that's the most. That's when you earn the most out of it.
For sure. For sure. 100%.
Oh yeah.
100%.
GFH, going from here, inspiration.
Yeah.
Angel is.
Hey, thank you for having me.